Hey everybody, Crappie Country here. Garrett Steele and Dan Mueller. Thanks for joining us. I want to talk to you about our week at Lake Darbonne right outside of Ruston in Ruston, Louisiana. I know you guys saw some pictures and video. We always like to come back and tell you how we did it, what the conditions were, and all those kinds of things. The date was February 26th and 27th were the tournament dates. We fished all that week. And second year on Darbonne, great lake, big crappie out of there. Definitely have some challenges. You want to stay in the channels there.
You do
a lot of timber there.
Want to run outside the channels.
That's right.
Well, anyway, I tell you what, based on those conditions Garrett just told you about, we went and had to find the fish, and the electronics were extremely important there because we found it on the Garmins that they were down there in the big creeks and all that kind of thing. And they were also, some of them were on the edges, but they're mainly deep. And so if it wasn't 20 to 40 feet deep, we weren't fishing it.
Yeah.
And when we got down there were old cypress trees that had fallen over into the channel. And the first day when we fished this, there was high winds both days. And we had rain again. And it was just a weather-made event. But when we were fishing it, we found out those fish were stacking up on those downed trees over the channel. So if you could get into them now, the trick was we got hung up a lot. A lot.
I'm so glad that my partner ties 400 pre-ties before
probably
the season.
100 of BGs, Bobby Garlands, and Roadrunners leaders in that area because we had to bump up against that stuff.
Darbonne has the record for having the most hardware bars at the bottom.
If you're a diver and you want to go get some baits, it's a great place to go get them because we left a bunch. But the bottom line is that when we fished it together, we were just very slow trolling at 0.2, 0.3 through there. And when we found those fish, you had to put those rods down there at 14 to 16 because that was the tops of the fish as they were painting on the graph. So we'd hit the tops of them, just skimming through the tops of them. If you do that, you'll find the fish, you'll catch them in there. You don't want to bury the rods and the lures down inside the schools, and we had to do that. We had to get them up on top of them, and the aggressive fish were up there. So what we did is we worked it very hard through that channel, and there were certain segments of it had fish. We idled forever.
Yes.
Because you do not want to run there unless you know what you're doing.
That's what made it challenging is because you have to stay in those channels because of the timber, and then in this case all the fish were in the channels. They had not moved out into the shallow water, so everybody's having to idle through these channels because of the timber. But also all the boats were in there too, fishing the channel.
So you had to go around people with spider rigs, and then we were all in there, and there was a bunch of us and all that. But anyway, we wanted to tell you how we did it. That's how we did it with 16-foot BPJP poles with Mitchell reels, B&M poles. We had to move very slowly through there and watch for those bites. Sometimes it's very subtle. And we used gamma line with high vis so we could see those. And we used clear mono for the leaders. Gamma line, 8-pound test was the way to go on those. So we'll tell you more about the next segment about what we used, how we did. So stay tuned and watch those there. Make sure to check us out, Crappie Country, as we do all the time. Make sure you check us out there. Talk to us. Reach out to us. We'll answer. It may not be immediate, but we'll answer you. Until next time.